my income continued based on a leveraged business, an asset. My income actually went up 30%. And I was working about 6 hours a month, about an hour and a half of kind of leadership calls, three 30-minute leadership calls a week. I woke up every single day. I looked at my wife and asked her, what do you want to do today? And that, to me, is what this business is about, is the ability to choose what you do. A life of choice. As we like to say, a yes life. And that's really what it's about. I choose to be here now because this business is a passion for me. Meeting with people, exposing them to what's possible for them, and seeing if it's a fit for them, and then helping them get it. That's what I love to do. It's what I've always done. And for me, this is wakeboarding. I believe for everyone in this room, when you identify, because I know it's true for you, that this is what you've done in your past, you will immediately be able to say, I know this, you'll have vision for it, and you'll create it. And you'll just get it. This is exactly what I've always done. And I know I don't care what your background is, I can find the parallels. And the moment that you do, you will see how clear it is on how you're going to get where you want to go. Average time in this position is 2 years. Average income in this position in 2 years is $13,000 a month leveraged asset. That does not exist anywhere in the world. There is nothing else you can do that will show me an average of $13,000 a month in 2 years as an asset. That's willable and sellable, meaning you pass it on to your heirs. Now, it matures 5 to 6 years to $53,000 a month or $639 a year. Matures. When I started, it was like 450 grand, and it's gone up almost $200,000. 95% of the people that have been with us for 10 years are here. If they've been in this position and maintained this entry-level position for 10 years, they're here. How many of you have done something for 10 years? Do you have a chance to make that type of money?
No.
So you're not in a proven plan.
No.
So what by default does that put you in, the 99%? Average time to here is 3 months, okay? Which is absolutely crazy. These don't exist anywhere else in the world, these results. Here's the 4-step plan. The first step is to get to what we call Ruby. It's about $3,000 a month average income of that position. In Colombia, we have people doing this in a day, and Ruby in less than a month. Okay? Why is South America so special in that manner? Because this changes people's lives. Now, I know that, $450 may not seem like it really changes your life here, but that's more than the average income in South America. About $300 a month, right? This is the income of like a plastic surgeon down there, of an attorney. So, how long does it take somebody to get to this position? The company gives you 3 months. As long as you want it to take. How long does it take to get to here? As long as you want it to take. You're in complete control of how fast you do this business. Nobody else is, but you are. This position, this qualifies you for a success trip that happens every 6 months, right? In about 2 weeks, we go to Alaska on a 7-day cruise because of those that advance their business. Who's there going to Alaska? People? I don't know. We'll be there together. You, me, Charlie Rose, my wife. Okay? This trip right here. Now, everybody's qualifying for the next success trip, okay, which is Maui. So who's going to Maui? That wasn't very convincing. Okay, so you get to this position for the first time, right? Like if you just start a business and you go on to Maui. Once you're this position, you advance your business here to Emerald, you go on another success trip. Every time you advance your business in 6 months, you go on a success trip. Once you're here, you go on the trip by helping other people go on the trip. That's how Thang's going on the trip. That's how I'm going on the trip. Right? It's about helping others do the same. So first step is here, we're learning new business skills, okay? This is just like if you're going to develop any skill. I like to relate to sports, right? If I'm going to learn to ski, I got to learn the skills to ski. Okay? When I do that, I'm going to be taught how to do that by a coach. Then I continue moving forward, right? And you continue to acquire the skills. But what's the skill? What are we doing in this business? The skill is looking for other people that want to do what we do. Right? We go out and we find other people that want to do what we do. The key word there is what? Want. Right? We're not convincing people. No one had to convince me. I saw it and I'm like, man, this makes sense. Okay, so you're going to find 4 people that want to do what we do. Average income is $3,000 a month. Continue to acquire the skills. Find 2 more people that want to do what we do. Put you in a position, the average income is about $5,000 a month. You go on another trip. 2 people, all expenses paid. If you're married, I recommend taking your spouse. Okay, it's advised. If not, if they can't go, you take your mom. And then I took my mom on to Europe last month or in May, and I'm the oldest of 3 kids, and so as I introduced my mom to everybody on the boat because we're on a cruise in Norway, and this is my mom, you know, and I'm her oldest and her favorite. And she would say, "No, Charlie, that's not that's not true. I don't have any favorites." And I'm like, "Mom, how many of your other kids have taken you on an all expenses paid trip to Europe?" So I am definitely her favorite. So you continue to improve your skills by, again, going and find 2 more people that want to do what we do. At the same time, you're helping your business develop. You're teaching those the business as well. Then you go on a trip. Therefore, this is where most people make the transition part-time to full-time. The average income here is about $10,000 a month, okay? A little bit over that. And then here, this is the average income we're talking about, $13,000 in 2 years, and then $53,000 on average in 5 to 6 years. You're mastering skills. You're back doing the same thing. You're selecting 4 people that want to do what we do. And I found 2 truths in my life that apply to this, is that when you look for something, what happens? You always find it. And when you ask questions, what do you get? Answers. So isn't our life defined by the quality of the questions and the quality of things that we're looking for? Right? So what are you looking for?
People want to do what you do.
In this case, yeah. But I believe that everything is on purpose. I believe things happen exactly the way they're meant to. That I personally believe that there's a plan, and I'm a part of it. I believe that everyone in this room is meant to be here tonight because you're here. And I believe that you're here based on questions you've been asking and things that you're looking for. Now, you're the only one that gets to make the decision on whether or not the meaning you give being here is aligned with where we're going. But the result of doing our business, as I mentioned before, we have over 1,100 people that have earned over $1 million. Now, we acknowledge people, and I want you to pick out the key word, and it's actually my favorite word. We recognize people for the first $1 million that they're paid, more than 1,100 people, okay? We recognize people for the first $5 million they've made. We recognize people for the first $10 million they've earned, and we recognize people for the first $20 million they've earned. What's the common word on all those? First. What does that mean? There's more to come, right? Again, where else are you going to do that, and is that even possible for you, right? And what you've been doing. So this is timing. I talked about the fact that we're going to 10 billion. We predict and believe that that'll happen before the end of the decade, right? By 2020, which is aggressive. That's less than 5 years. That's some serious growth. That's growing about a little more than $7 billion in growth. We're paying out 43% of that to new business. So we're looking for new people, right? Thang came on a few years ago. Before Thang was here, there was hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars being paid a year in commissions. Thang wasn't even in the deal yet. Thang shows up, and now he's, are you team elite yet?
Nope.
On your way, right? He's a blue diamond. The far right of that position. Very likely Thang will be one of our biggest money makers, if he isn't already, because of just sheer timing. We know there are people that haven't joined the business yet, that are motivated and going out and creating volume, can and will make more money than anybody has ever made before of us. It's just math and where we're going and timing. So kind of lay out the future on why this is the growth that we predict. We launch these new products every year. We just launched this product in July, what was the month, April? Was it April?
Yeah.
We did roughly $5 million in sales in an hour. That's a lot of money. And that meant that, you know, half that nearly got paid in commissions in that hour. It's about building a distribution channel that every time we launch products, that product flows through, and products continue to flow through. Now, there are people in my life that were not interested in essential oils, right? Yet they may be interested in the next product. There are people in my life that were not interested in vitamins or skincare that were interested in essential oils when we launched it. So we constantly have this new carrot to dangle in front of people that when it's their right time, there is a fresh, hot story to tell. We launched the next generation of age-locked nutritionals in November. Now, do you remember me talking about age-lock, how it was targeted approaches to, say, muscle or fat or lines and wrinkles? Remember me talking about that? This is the world's first whole body approach to genetic anti-aging and nutrition. Just the product Vitality targets 50 plus genes in the body that affect energy, mental clarity, and libido. Just that one product. That's targeted approach, about 50 genes. This product targets over 1,000 genes in the body. Do you know how many genes there are in the body?
25,000.
Yeah, it's a little over 22,000, okay? Roughly. So like 1,000 is a lot. I mean, that's a high percentage of your genes. Whole body. This is about youth preservation more than it is anti-aging. This is based on 30 years of research, this one product that is specifically targeting those 1,000 plus genes. Prediction on this product, it will do 10 billion in sales over about 20 years. And so to kind of put the picture out there, you understand what you're positioning in front of and how it builds that asset going forward. This, to me, is the mother of all launches. How many of you participated or around for TR90 launch? Okay, so TR90, for those of you who don't know, is the world's first approach to a genetic approach to body shaping, okay? So as we talked about the difference that happens with people with their body in muscle and fat, you hit about 40 and things just go, they're bad, okay? For muscle and fat, right? Your body starts storing more fat and your body starts producing less muscle. TR90 targeted the genes to produce muscle and burn fat like when you were 20, okay? And dramatic results, and this is absolutely my favorite product. Now, that product, we did over 500 million in the first offering or launch of that product literally in hours. $500 million.